Hello, Texas 4-H. My name is Molly Keck, and I am with the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service and the Department of Entomology. I am also one of the authors on the 4-H Entomology Guidelines. These videos were developed to help you better understand what you need to know for the Entomology Identification Contest. Remember, for each specimen, you need to know their common name, what order they're found in, what their life cycle is, what type of mouthparts they have, their host or location or where they are found, and their significance. Are they a pest, beneficial, inconsequential, or variable? This study session is covering two very closely related orders, Megaloptera and Neuroptera. Megaloptera are the Dobson flies. In previous versions of this guide, they were grouped together in Neuroptera, but now they've been separated out and they're in their own order called Megaloptera. Dobson flies are very, very large insects. They have very membranous or lacy or mesh-like wings with lots of veins running through them. They have a complete life cycle, and the larvae are called hellgrammites. A lot of people that do fishing will use hellgrammites for bait, but they're using like a lure that is made like a hellgrammite. Their hosts are streams. They're found near bodies of water where they lay their eggs, and the larvae are predaceous in the water. They have chewing or mandibulate mouthparts, and they are considered beneficial. And they also exhibit something called sexual dimorphism. This is where the males and the females look different from one another. So the males have longer antennae than the females, and they have mandibles that are modified to be large pinchers. And they're not actually meant for feeding or protection. It's meant to grasp onto the female while they're mating. The females, on the other hand, have shorter antennae, and they have normal mandibles. And the irony is that the males really aren't going to hurt you with their large mandibles. It's just meant to hold on to the female. And so you might avoid a male and pick up a female, but the female's mandibles are strong enough that they can actually hurt you. The next order are neuropterans. Neuropterans include antlions, owlflies, lacewings, and mantispids. Their host is variable, and they are all considered beneficial. They all have a complete life cycle, and they all have chewing or mandibulate mouthparts. Antlions have long, clear wings. They might be kind of grayish in color. To me, they look a lot like damselflies, but their antennae are different. They have kind of a thicker, kinked, noticeable antenna with a bend to them. Damselflies have such small antennae you can't really see them. They're attracted to lights as the adults, and the larvae are what are called antlions. They're these little tiny alien-looking things that live in sandy soil, and they make these caverns or these little pits, and things will fall into those pits, and they'll reach out with those big old mandibles to grasp them and pull them in and feed on them. Then they'll pupate in the soil and emerge as the adult form, and the adult form is what you need to be able to recognize for the contest. So for this study guide, antlions and Dobson flies are the only two that juniors are responsible for knowing. Intermediates and seniors still need to know green lacewings, which are a lacy-winged, neon green, small insect. The adults tend to feed on pollen and nectar. They might also be a little predaceous on some insects, but the larvae are voracious predators, feeding on all sorts of little small things all over the plant material in your landscape. The host for these are insects because that's what they're feeding on. They are definitely beneficial. They're so voracious as predators that you can see in that image the egg. The female lays her egg on a little stalk because if she laid them flat on a leaf, the first one that hatched would eat all its brothers and sisters. And so by laying them on stalks, it gives them they're more interested in getting down than they are looking around and seeing the other eggs wiggling around. So very, very good predators, very good in the landscape. Brown lacewings need to be known by seniors only. Brown lacewings tend to be a little more common in the eastern part of the state. Green lacewings are found throughout the majority of the state. These are also beneficial. They look just like the green lacewing, but they're brown. The adults also feed on pollen, nectar, and other insects. The larvae are predaceous. They're really good in aphid control, and the larvae look pretty similar to the green lacewing's larvae. But you need to be able to differentiate and identify the adult brown lacewing and adult green lacewing. Seniors also need to know a very cool, very interesting looking neuropteran named mantispid or mantis fly. Mantispids are beneficial, feeding on other insects. They're found in wooded areas, so woodlots are the habitat or location where they're found. And they tend to mimic a praying mantis and a wasp. So they look like a praying mantis and a wasp made a hybrid. But the difference between them and a praying mantis is that they have a complete life cycle, and praying mantises have the parametabolous gradual. The wings are different. They're much lacier and membranous, whereas the praying mantis's wings are a little more leathery. The mantispid's legs, raptorial legs, are also attached closer to the head, and a praying mantis's legs are a little bit further down. So this is an example of coevolution where they look alike and maybe do similar things, but they're totally different insects. And then seniors also need to know owl flies. Owl flies are kind of similar to antlions, but they have a bigger head, bigger eyes, and much longer antenna. They have a long clubbed, which means they have a ball at the end of the antenna, which makes them look different from the Odonata group because they also look like dragonflies and damselflies, but having the long antenna is the big difference. Their larvae don't dig pits like the antlions do. Instead, they lie on the surface of the ground and they wait for their prey, or they might be found on plant material. So do a little bit different thing, a different niche than your antlions have. For more information, study guide materials, and more, please visit the Texas A&M Entomology Department Extension website. Visit entomology.tamu.edu/extension. Scroll down and click on 4-H and Youth Programs.